Selamat siang. Selamat siang sahabat Femina. Sudah ada yang stay tune. Kita mau IG live Food 911. Hari ini topiknya tentang makanan sehat. Kita akan mengundang seorang nutrisionis plant-based. Kita akan mengundang seorang plant-based nutrisionis. Jadi seorang nutrisionis yang memang mendalami mengenai kesehatan makanan nabati dan bagaimana efeknya di bulan puasa, dan mungkin meluruskan berbagai macam miskonsepsi tentang sahur harus banyak nasi kah, atau buka puasa harus banyak gula. Bener nggak sih kita harus bikin buka puasa pakai makan kolak lah, segala macam yang manis, es campur. Bener nggak sih selama ini kan selama ini kita lakukan gitu. Nah, kita punya ahli gizi, nutrisionis plant based ya. Jadi dia memang mendalami makanan alami. Bahkan misalnya kalau kita pengen yang manis-manis, ambil dari sumber yang alami, dapatnya dari mana aja dan seberapa banyak boleh dalam sehari. Kita akan bertanya dengan dia. Selamat datang. Aku mau menyapa dulu ada Ayah Bunda Uji Fair, Felix, Elan Intan, Mulyasari, Rikai, Agnes Melani, Didik, Ana Ardianto. Aku mau tulis judul dulu ya sebentar. Judul. Oke. Mana tadi judulnya sebentar. Tulis dulu ya. Oke, saya Tria Nuragustina. Saya adalah jurnalis Boga dari Femina. Hari ini kita akan bicara tentang plant-based food ya, plant-based food dan juga tentu benefitnya selama bulan puasa. Gimana sih seseorang nutrisionis yang juga plant-based dan punya catering makanan juga, makan sehat di rumahnya kalau sehari-hari. Kita akan mewawancarai dia lagi di dapur nih ya. Orang bilang tetap semangat selagi puasa. Oke, aku selalu semangat habis makan coklat tadi sahur ya. Jadi begini terus nih gerakannya. Oke. Sebentar, oke. Duh, kok ini ngezoom banget ya, mukanya gede banget. Oke. Jumpa lagi di Instagram Live Food 911 Kitchen Secret. Saya Tria Nuragustina, jurnalis Boga dari Femina. Saya akan take over Instagram Femina selama 30 menit. Setelah itu kita akan tanya jawab. Jadi yang tanya-tanya boleh banget ditulis. Jangan merasa dicuekin ya, karena sudah dicatat oleh mimin kita. Dan kita akan jawab kalau bisa semuanya di akhir acara. Karena saya akan wawancara dulu. Ya, abis wawancara nutrisionisnya akan masak sesuatu nih di dapurnya ya. Jadi please jangan merasa dicuekin, karena aku kalau lagi nonton Instagram live ngasih pertanyaan, kok nggak dijawab sih, nggak diseha, aku kesel banget. Nah tenang ya, aku mungkin akan begini-gini, artinya aku hai gitu, dan jawaban akan selalu dicatat. Yes. Halo Indar Fitriani, Sihir Perempuan, Devilia Yulianti, Desman, Devilia, oke, Nora Han Putri, Rendra, Jessica Buntaras, Rokeria. Aku sapa-sapa dulu ya. Kita akan mewawancarai siapakah dia. Dia bernama Simran Nanwani. Lucu ya namanya, Simran Nanwani. Dia akan ngomongin apa sih makanan plant-based yang sekarang lagi banyak banget diomongin orang, apalagi di tengah COVID. Orang pengen nyari sehat ya, minum jamu lah, olahraga segala macam. Nah, salah satu cara dilakukan adalah dengan makan serba nabati, sayuran ya, tanpa daging. Kita nggak bilang vegan, bilangnya plant-based. Jadi kita akan ngobrol apa sih bedanya vegan and plant-based itu ya. Oke, lalu karena dulu kan kita itu tahu istilah vegetarian. Vegetarian itu mungkin pelakunya lebih banyak tuh kalau orang dulu yang sakit gitu ya, barulah dia vegetarian. Nah kalau sekarang tuh karena lifestyle nggak mesti nunggu sakit, orang-orang pun mulai beralih lebih banyak makan sayur. Lalu kita muncul istilah vegan, ya kan? Mulai familiar tuh, orang mulai tahu bedanya vegetarian and vegan ya. Mulai tahu banget bedanya. Lalu setelah itu sekarang belakangan banget gara-gara lifestyle muncullah istilah plant-based food ya. Jadi misalnya aku tuh makannya plant-based, maksudnya apa sih dengan vegan gitu, segala macam nabati, segala macam sayuran, buah, serat, dari protein dari nabati. Nah, kita akan ngobrol casual. Mungkin dalam 30 menit ini semoga teman-teman bisa mendapatkan esensinya. Bagaimana makanan dari tumbuhan bisa bikin kita sehat, lalu tentu juga emosi, jiwa juga mempengaruhi kesehatan. Jadi kita akan belajar dari Simran. Dia itu selain makanannya bagus, bisa tetap sehat, katanya sih meditasi. Jadi itu adalah living very balance ya, life balance. Jadi harus mental sehat pakai, kalau dia sih pakai meditasi ya. Jangan lupa ditanya-tanya akan dicatat oleh produser. Jangan merasa dicuekin, oke? Kita nggak pernah nyuekin kamu, tenang. Aku akan undang Simran. Mbak Simran ini ngomongnya nanti 2 bahasa ya guys. Masih 2 bahasa, nggak 3 bahasa ya. Ada campur-campur Inggris dan Indonesia ya. Gitu. Halo Mbak Afifa Kama, Yuyun Yuswono, Dua Manik, Mbak Lili, Buket Hijab, Rajasa, Eti Trita. Aduh, kelamaan menyapa. Oke, kita undang mbaknya lagi di dapur nih. Masak. Nah, tapi gimana sih masak yang sehat kalau gaya dia? Kita lihat gimana sih rupanya Mbak Simran ini. Hai Mbak Simran. Hai Simran, selamat siang. Mana dia? Simran? Ibu Simran, mana Ibu Simran? Tadi aku udah undang loh Ibu Simran. Oke. Ibu Simran lagi masak sih nih pagi-pagi nih. Oke. Mari. Nama Instagramnya The Simway, tapi dia juga punya tuh catering vegan, namanya The Nutter Pantry ya. Enak banget, almond milknya enak banget, segala-segalanya enak banget. Tapi semuanya sehat karena dari tumbuhan. Kok bisa makanan dari tumbuhan seenak itu? Ya begitulah, karena ahlinya yang melakukan. Oke, waiting for Hai Mbak Sarah, Hai Nick Citra, Anggi Kristi, Mbak Judith, R. Lamaya. Ciao Fajar, wave. Mana Mbak Simran? Waiting for Simran. Sebentar ya, aku WhatsApp dulu Mbak Simrannya. Oke, aku udah mau invite Simran. Coba ya. Oke, kita undang lagi. Biasalah teman-teman, kalau Instagram Live itu candid sinyal itu adalah bagian dari keunikan Instagram Live. Kalau mau rapi itu namanya YouTube ya, atau Facebook Live ya. Jadi inilah keunikannya. Nah, apa sih? Loh, kok dia jendela? Ibu Simran? Pas kamu masuk jidatku kepotong, sebentar dibenerin. Karena aku suka diprotes, kenapa itu hostnya jidatnya nggak ada? Ada kok. Selamat siang.
Selamat siang, Katria. Thank you so much for having me here. Hi, everybody.
Tuh kan? Dia akan 2 bahasa ya, tenang. 2 bahasa saja, tidak 3 bahasa, guys. Jadi aku gampang nerjemahinnya. Oke.
Jelas sudah cukup.
Lagi masak apa di dapur nih? Kita lagi bertamu ke dapur, lagi ngapain? Bikin apa sih tadi? Siapan apa?
Gak mau bikin ngiler ya?
Enggak dong, kita kan umat beriman. Akan banting, bikin apa coba?
Bikin ini.
Langsung pengen ya. Oh oke, itu teardrop jelly.
Yes.
Tuh.
Ini yang kita akan buat hari ini.
Oke.
So excited.
Sudah meditasi hari ini?
Sudah, yoga and meditation and green juice. Kalau nggak bisa ya berhadapan kamera.
Tuh teman-teman, dia udah jam segini dia udah meditasi, udah yoga, udah green juice. Apa yang sudah kalian lakukan? Aku udah tidur-tiduran aja tadi dari sahur. Nah itu, kita akan mencontek gaya hidup Simran ya, plant-based nutritionist. Thank you loh, udah mau diwawancara dari dapurnya.
Terima kasih banyak untuk mengundangkan saya ke sini. To have this chit-chat.
Simran, kita kan sekarang lagi dengar banyak banget plant-based food ya. Mungkin kalau bagi pembaca Femina, wanita ini banyak yang lagi banyak minum jamu, minum jus gitu. Tapi sebetulnya mulai dengar istilah plant-based. Kita tuh pengen, tapi kita juga nggak misalnya ragu gitu. Kita kalau langsung mau nyoba vegan, karena vegan juga katanya sehat. Belum bisa 100% vegan. Nah, katanya ada alternatif nih, plant-based ya. Jadi pola makan plant-based. Boleh dijelasin nggak sih secara concise, singkat tapi fruitful, what is plant-based food?
Plant-based nutrition yang paling gampang itu fruits and vegetables first and everything else comes later. Istilahnya, finish your portion of fruits and vegetables, then indulge in your protein, indulge in your carbo, indulge in everything else. But ngisi your system first with fruits and vegetables. It's as simple as that. So even if you want to have dairy, if you want to have meat, kenyangin dulu with plant-based sources.
Oke. Lalu memang benefitnya secara umum gitu, we know that plant-based, makanan plant-based seratnya banyak. Tapi apa ya manfaatnya secara ke tubuh selain pencernaan lebih lancar gitu? Serat itu apa sih? Plant-based food benefitnya apa aja?
There are so many benefits. I don't even know where to start. Primarily, like fiber. I'm gonna campur aduk ya bahasa Inggris and bahasa Indonesia, guys. Please keep up with me and tell me if I'm too slow or too fast or kurang mengerti, kurang jelas. Let me know. I'm more than happy to clarify. So terutama, it's got it's packed with nutrients, your vitamins and minerals, everything your body needs to function on a day-to-day level determines on what we eat. If we eat enough like vitamin B, vitamin like C, D, E, F, everything, all your vitamins, all your calcium, all your zinc, we get all of those from a variety of fruits and vegetables. That's why it's essential. Also because it's got rich in antioxidants and a lot of fiber. Okay. What is fiber? You were asking. If we have a lot of fiber, it actually helps us process our bowel movements. It also helps us like balance, all these non-communicable diseases we see every day, like more common these days, like diabetes, cholesterol, things like that. Itu bisa di reverse through a plant-based diet.
Oh, okay.
So the fiber in these plants helps to reabsorb the bad cholesterol and helps it flush it out.
Oke. Kalau Simran sendiri sudah berapa lama menjalani pola makan plant-based?
Plant-based, vegan sih udah 2 tahunan. Plant-based for a good long time. I stopped counting.
Lalu efeknya yang terasa pada tubuh terutama apa aja tuh?
My gut, to be honest, like I had a very sensitive gut over like 10 years. Udah 10 years.
Oke, mungkin dijelasin gut itu bahasa Indonesianya apa?
Gut is your usus.
Okay.
Yes. So masalah usus, because gut is your second brain, and gut is where 70% of your immune system is found in the gut. So what you eat will determine how healthy you are.
Tuh ya, jadi teman-teman usus itu ternyata kalau di kalangan nutrisionis bilang 70% tuh ya imun sistem kita ya.
Yes.
Lalu dia itu second brain-nya itu otak kedua kita, dia benar-benar mengendalikan imunitas tubuh. Jadi apa yang masuk ke makanan lewat usus kita itu sangat mempengaruhi. Kenapa itu mempengaruhi imunitas? Oke, lanjut silakan.
So, it's like think of your body seperti mobil. Ya?
Oke.
If mobil Mercedes-Benz misalnya, a high top class Mercedes-Benz, what fuel do you want to give it? Bensin apa yang mau diisi? Apakah mau isi solar? Paling bagus. Exactly. It's the same like our body. If we fill it with, we call it not unhealthy foods, but other options that we have, we will end up functioning like that. You get your sugar crashes. You get tired in the afternoon. Mager.
Oh, mager.
Pikirannya nggak bisa jelas. You can't focus.
Lalu kalau sebetulnya berarti plant-based itu kan serba sayuran. Nah, Indonesia ini kan subur banget ya tanahnya ya. Kita mungkin daun-daun eksotiknya, daun-daun halaman yang bisa tumbuh begitu aja banyak banget gitu. Jadi sebetulnya kita itu misalnya mengira plant-based, orang Indonesia mau plant-based gitu. Mungkin karena istilah itu asing, istilah Inggris ya, jadi kita merasa bahwa harus makanan barat. Dan kita cuma mikir cuma gado-gado gitu sama pecel sama karedok. Padahal daun-daunan Indonesia banyak banget ya. Bisa kasih contoh nggak sih kayak di bahan-bahan Indonesian ingredients gitu loh, yang sebetulnya udah banyak banget tapi kita sering nggak ngeh apa aja.
Wherever you go pasti dapat lauknya kan. You get your tumisan apa bisa daun singkong, daun ubi. These are the things di Western country tidak ada. Like all your like bayam, we get sayur bening. We have different types of bayam for that matter. Your sawi, ada berapa macam sawi, kol, berapa macam kol. It's up to you how you want to incorporate it. We have endless options. In Indonesia, sometimes we can't even name half the vegetables out there. Ini daun apa? Kurang tahu, tapi yang ini bisa dimasak begini. Like Indonesian diet is actually very, very rich in plants. But it's about us choosing it.
Lalu kayak misalnya kayak singkong-singkongan aja kayak carbs itu kita punya apa aja sih yang kalau orang barat kan taunya misalnya mungkin hanya potato atau yam gitu kan atau ubi gitu. Kalau kita ini punyanya apa aja? Mungkin kita oh iya iya.
Talas, talas, singkong, taro. Kita ada banyak banget. Cassava.
Oke. Yes,
So
bener
many
banget ya.
options for like good sources of carbohydrates. Again, why do we look for natural sources of carbohydrates?
Ya.
Why not beras putih? Beras putih in essence is so processed where ujung-ujungnya itu gula. When we consume it, insulin kita langsung naik. But
Oke.
kalau ada kandungan fiber, the insulinnya bakal slow release.
Oke.
Jadi nggak langsung peak ke atas, but it will go slowly.
Oke.
It is slow release of sugar into your body. So you have longer sustained energy.
Lalu kalau misalnya berarti kalau kita bilang tadi kalau kita misalnya let's say kita masih belum bisa switching gitu ya. Butuh proses untuk switch nasi putih ke nasi merah gitu ke brown rice gitu. Berarti kalau dalam sepiring itu kan kita kalau sahur nih ya Simran sekarang kita ngomongin pola makan yang kita tahu sejak kecil ya. Kita selalu makan nasi itu sepiring mungkin setengah. Untuk sahur bahkan ngantuk-ngantuk sepiring itu nasi putih setengah gitu. Lebih baik lagi mungkin nasi merah karena kandungan seratnya dan dia tidak terlalu diproses. Saran kamu gimana sih a perfect plate? Berapa persen apa gitu dan bisa kita lakukan saat sahur gitu. Dapurnya kece ya guys tuh kita ya lihat ya mau ngintip dapur tetap ibu-ibu kalau lihat dapur. Oke, piringnya kece silakan kalau piring kece aku suka.
You're so funny. So our goal is half your plate of vegetables. Makan sayurnya dulu. Proteinnya
tengah kerupuk.
So half your plate of vegetables. Segini porsi you can have of your karbo, segini protein.
Oke.
Anyway, you're cooking with your fats termasuk minyak. So setengah. So plant-based istilahnya dominannya itu plants. So your daging and stuff, your condiments, your carbo, your daging, everything is sampingan. Your main focus is your plants.
Jadi gimana kita kenyang dengan sayur ya, itu switchingnya memang berat ya, ya. Tapi kan manfaatnya baik banget guys. Lalu
daripada mikirnya berat, think of it as adding a portion of vegetables. Makan dulu. If nggak kenyang nggak apa-apa, eat your meat, it's fine. But it's about adding a bit more like vegetables first.
Oh, lalu misalnya kita mikir, aduh makan sayurnya banyak banget dalam satu piring. Kita cuma mikirnya serat itu sayur kan. Sebetulnya apalagi sih, misal kayak beans atau kedelai-kedelean gitu, yang serat juga selain sayur.
You can have your tempe, tahu, your red beans, your kacang hijau, your kacang putih. And that's also source of protein, so it's really good to incorporate different sources of beans, lentils.
Lalu nih ya, kadang orang itu baru sakit, baru dia mau melirik tuh makan yang sehat gimana gitu. Nah sebetulnya kan kalau kita kayak baik-baik aja nih badan gitu, ada sinyalnya nggak sih? Sometimes kita nggak tahu kalau itu sinyal loh gitu bahwa tubuh kamu tuh butuh lebih banyak makanan nabati gitu. Itu apa sinyalnya?
Bloating, bisa headaches, you can get brain fog, cepat capek. There's so many symptoms and every individual is different. Like for me, it was bloating. Why was I always constantly bloated? For someone else, it's brain fog. Why is brain fog is when you gak bisa mikirin jelas.
Oh, yeah.
Like short attention span, cepat marah, cepat. There's so many different factors. If you look at it from a spiritual aspect as well. So you have to see for each to their own. The best way to do it is try it for a couple days and see how it makes your body feel. You'll feel so much lighter. You'll feel so much more energy.
Okay.
Your stamina increases by a lot.
tumis-tumisan tuh kan gampang banget ya, bawang putih, bawang merah. Kalau Simran, kalau numis-numis itu what do you use untuk ingredients kamu di rumah? Kalau numis-numis apa base-nya, bumbunya?
I like the campur aduk, so it's like ginger, garlic for sure, because ginger is warming for the stomach as well, and it helps to control gastric acid. So people who have gastric issues, ginger is a very good addition into your diets every day. And I like to add tergantung sih. Some days I love to add minyak wijen, sesame oil, like just a drizzle, and then you just saute, and then you can even, like misalnya kepengen makan wraps, have it with lettuce, becomes lettuce wrap.
Oh iya iya bener-bener. Jadi kita kalau mau makan yang digulung-gulung gitu, coba digulungnya digantinya sama sayur yang rada tebel dan lebar ya.
Yeah, and it makes it more semangat. And the easiest thing to remember is how colorful is your plate? Apakah warna-warni enggak? That's when you know you're getting enough nutrients for your body, whether it's for your eyes, for your skin, for your hair, for your bones. Like we're not gonna measure every day. Okay, ini udah seberapa, udah seberapa. It's too complicated, right? So just think of a rainbow plate. Apakah there are many colors on my plate every day, or itu doang?
Oh iya iya tuh ya. Teman-teman, jadi kalau kita mau makan, di piringnya tuh harus warna-warni, jangan cuma warnanya begitu-gitu aja, artinya kurang variasi. Jadi kita harus memperbanyak jenis serat yang dimakan dalam sehari. Itu kan berarti kalau seminggu kita ada berbagai macam ya. So, jadi dan segala macam vitamin dan nutrisinya kan beda-beda juga. Jadi you're getting most of the benefits dari berbagai jenis sayuran. Dan itu nggak cuma di serat, itu nggak cuma di sayuran, masih ada kayak di kacang-kacangan, di kedelai-kedelayan gitu, guys ya. Oke. Pertanyaan selanjutnya, kan kita ini sekarang kalau di tengah pandemi gini, kita pengen banget memperbaiki imunitas. Kita pengen kita lebih imun lah sekarang-sekarang ini gitu, lebih kuat badannya. Apa aja sih yang harus dipenuhi dalam sehari? Misal sehari itu harus ada aside termasuk di luar makanan, misalnya harus jemur, get enough vitamin D, harus ada probiotik. Can you bisa dijelasin nggak sih apa aja yang dalam sehari harus ada?
So biasanya what I like to do is jemur for at least 10 to 15 minutes before 11 or after 4. And then another thing I like to do is a bit of yoga or meditation to calm that anxiety or anxiousness, whether it's being at home confined into your house or being in close contact with your family 24/7. Yeah, you love them, but you're not expecting to spend this much time with them, and you've never done it before. So you have to learn how to balance, how to give yourself space, how to give yourself time. Kadang we get carried away doing something and we forget to take care of ourselves. And then good foods, probiotics is very good. The famous saying, you take care of your gut, it takes care of you.
Ya, tuh teman-teman. Jadi kalau kita memperbaiki, kita jaga usus pencernaan kita, dia akan menjaga kita balik ya. Kalau probiotik, contohnya dari apa aja probiotik misalnya?
Probiotic comes from fermented food. Misalnya sayur asin, yang asam-asaman. Misalnya kombucha, sourdough bread, kimchi, acar. Banyak there's so many different types of or sources of probiotics.
Tuh, teman-teman bisa Google selanjutnya ya, makanan probiotik itu apa aja. Lalu kalau menu, kalau makanan kamu tuh sehari gitu, apa aja tuh? Dari pagi, siang, malam gitu. Lalu snacknya apa?
Snacknya apa? We love snacking in our household, so I always prepare healthy snacks. Like this coconut water jelly is one of them because we know we like to snack a lot. Jadi, I always start my morning. I enjoy intermittent fasting. I think it works for my body. So it could be about 16 to 18 hours tergantung lah ya. So morning I have my green juice. Ada kandungan aloe vera, zucchini, salad leaves, whatever. Pokoknya apa aja yang hijau di juice. And I top it off with aloe vera and ice cube of wheatgrass. So that's nutrient dense, whatever it is. Do you know why we get cravings?
Why?
Kadang kita suka cravings because our body is asking us for nutrition to nourish our body. Misalnya we kurang apa, we crave this. Misalnya we lack good sources of carbohydrates, we crave sugar because we don't have energy. Instant sugar gives you that instant energy. But it's a matter of what sources are we using. So by having a glass of green juice in the morning, you're fulfilling all your body's nutritional requirements. And it also cleanses your digestive system.
Oke.
So I also
Kalau
have my lemon water. Jadi air
mm,
tengah diperas sama air hangat pagi-pagi. Terus juice. And then for lunch, I eat with everybody, whatever tumisan. Yesterday was sop bening with
uh-uh.
nasi merah, quinoa, or buckwheat. Whatever grains we have. Right now, we're not going crazy buying different things, but we're trying to make do with whatever we have at home. And then yesterday for dinner, we had lentils, we had dal and dosa. Dosa is also a different form of fermented food, which is probiotic.
Oh yes. Uh-uh. Berarti sebetulnya apapun itu, tapi kalau untuk karbohidrat kamu udah nggak pakai nasi putih lagi di rumah ya?
I'm not used to having nasi putih anymore because I find that aku merasa jadi mager, malas, and sluggish after. It's like you get so hyper and then you drop.
Nah, kalau kita buka puasa tuh, kita kan taunya gulanya itu dari es campur, dari kolak gitu ya, yang manis-manis gitu. Itu benar nggak sih?
So
Sama
manis
ibu.
is good, but just different sources. So after fasting, your insulin levels are very low and your body needs the sugar. But what source of sugar are you looking for? Things like dates, your natural sugars. That's how you are training your body to function. Other than giving it energy, you're giving it nutrients for your bodily functions to work. Kayak mesin, kayak baru dinyalain. Gak mungkin langsung dikasih something like artificial yang kaget, you know? Gak mungkin langsung spike up over the roof. So if you have, let's say, kurma, itu ada fibernya juga, and vitamin B and iron as well. So when you have that fiber, your energy, it doesn't spike up, but it's slow release. So for people who are diabetics or whatever, this actually helps you prevent diabetes because we're not consuming too much sugar. In Indonesia, especially, diabetes is a big concern because nggak kelihatan. Like you were saying earlier, nggak terlihat. It's called toffee, thin on the outside but fat in the inside.
Apa itu tadi istilahnya? What is it? What is it? What's the term?
Toffee, thin on the outside but fat in the inside. So your fats are deposited in and around the organs. Nggak terlihat.
Oh, nggak terlihat ya. Jadi sebetulnya diabetes itu nomor 2 tertinggi di Indonesia. Ya, cuma tahunya Amerika gitu. Di Indonesia juga ya.
Indonesia is very high, the diabetes rate. So we'd be surprised because of how much like quantity of white rice we consume, how much sugars we have in our bubble tea, in our normal tea. It's like on a daily basis, it's incredible in our martabak manis and this and that. We love sweet things. But if we want to take care of our body, just how you would take care of your car, of your plant, or whatever it is that is, that's how your body will grow and function. Istilahnya.
Yes.
And if you keep that in mind, that 90% of your serotonin, which are your like emotional hormones, your happy hormone, is produced in your gut. Jadi what you eat will determine how you also feel. Dari sisi holistiknya ya.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's two perspectives. What you eat will determine how your body functions. Also, what you're thinking affects your gut, because your gut is your second brain. Yeah.
Benar. Nah, itu sih teman-teman. Jadi teman-teman bisa sebetulnya browsing, belajar soal istilah gut system. Gut system itu tulisannya GUT system. Itu adalah usus ya. Jadi bagaimana usus kita bekerja dan mempengaruhi imunitas tubuh kita gitu. Jadi kalau misalnya kayak probiotik itu harus banget kita di Simran mention. Nah, tadi Simran juga udah bilang bahwa sebetulnya kita suka bingung orang Indonesia kalau mau plant based bagaimana, tapi sebetulnya Indonesia itu dengan kita makan tumis-tumisan dengan segala macam daun-daun kita yang banyak itu daun ubi, daun tales, daun kangkung, daun singkong segala macam tinggal ditumis. Yes, itu sebetulnya sudah menjawab pertanyaan aku selanjutnya, bagaimana kita mengindonesiakan plant-based food. So it's actually bahannya udah di sekitar kita, cuman kadang kita ini seneng aja kebanyakan nasinya gitu ya. So it's actually sangat gampang to switch to plant-based. Ya kan?
It's not about switching, but it's just incorporate. If we think about switching, it's just a mindset. It's harder. If we think about just let's say, let me add one more serving. It makes it less. It makes it less berat on yourself.
Yes, teman-teman, sahabat Femina sudah ada yang bertanya akan dicatat oleh produser kita. Tadi aku lihat beberapa pertanyaan. Nah, Simran, kita pengen lihat dong, kamu kalau kasih kita inspirasi makanan buka puasa. Kan kita beberapa ada yang punya anak ya, kita punya anak, lalu kita pengen bikin buka puasa yang rasanya manis, tapi manisnya dari gula alami, dari tumbuh-tumbuhan gitu, dari nabati, bukan dari gula pasir, karena gula pasir sudah diproses ya, sangat diproses. Jadinya kita pengen tadi kayak Simran bilang kan, kalau kita mengambil sumber manis dari bahan alami itu mengandung serat sehingga insulinnya nggak akan terlalu naik. Jadi dia lebih lambat karena ada serat yang membantunya melambat. Nah, itu hanya didapatkan dari bahan manis alami. Oke, so liatin dong cara bikin teardrop jelly. Ini kayak gampang banget nih. Coba.
It is very easy. Gampangnya, I can't even explain. Coba one second.
Okay.
Aku terbalik ya. So let me just show you the ingredients first. I have got a kelapa.
Kelapa, oke.
Airnya sudah dituang ke jug.
Oke.
Terus I have cut small fruits untuk dimasukkan ke tray. This is the tray I used dari Chris.
Oke.
So any ice cube tray that you have at home. You don't need to go and buy specially.
Oke, nah teman-teman, anyway, teardrop jelly ini lagi ada beberapa di restoran, di kafe-kafe kemarin. Jadi ini emang lagi in banget, dan Simran ini kebetulan juga foodpreneur. Dia punya catering, dia punya jualan makanan vegan dan dessert. Jadi itu namanya The Nutter Pantry. Jadi dia pintar banget masak juga. Yuk, lanjut.
So I'm using this agar-agar packet, Swallow Sun tepung agar-agar powder, because this is vegan and it's only made out of algae. And semacam, it's a vegan version of gelatin. It says here, dicampurin dengan gula sama 900 ml water, tapi itu saya ganti because I don't like it too keras. So I will show you the background. And if you boil coconut water, a lot of people ada pertanyaan apakah the nutrition gets destroyed. The nutrients in the coconut water, does it get destroyed or not? So I'm going to pour, aku campur dengan sedikit air, aku akan seduh dengan air sama so I'm going to put in.
Okay.
I'm going to put in about 50 ml of water.
Okay.
50 to 100 up to you. And then aku tambah dengan 100 ml air kelapa.
Okay. Berarti 200 ml air, 100 ml coconut water ya?
No. About 50 to 70 grams of ml of water and 100 grams of coconut water.
Oh,
Yang lain nanti kita adukin setelah kita selesai.
Okay.
Why? Because it preserves the nutrients. Takutnya in case it gets destroyed in the process of cooking. Because when you heat treat something or when kena panas, takutnya vitamin C-nya or other nutrients in the actual air kelapa gets destroyed. Now I'm going to add.
Tuh teman-teman lihat, nggak pakai gula sama sekali. Biasanya kita kalau bikin agar-agar gulanya seabrek. Tuh, pakailah air kelapa, gula alami.
Yeah. If you want, you can add chia seeds as well. So I'm adding 1.5 teaspoons first. Nanti kalau perlu aku akan nambah lagi. Dan kita seduh.
Oh, ada yang megangin handphonenya ya. Ada produser juga di sana. Ibu produser, tunjukkan ibu produser, wajah ibu produser.
This is my sister, the other part of Healthy Nutter.
Tuh, kakak beradik, tuh dia Simran ini jadi kakak beradik perempuan dua, semuanya suka makanan sehat ya. Say hi dong kalian berdua ke screen. Where are you guys? Mana?
Here. Masih dipegang. Oh, belum pegang. So kita seduh. Once it starts about to boil, masih belum itu.
Tuh. Jadi teman-teman emang yang penting air kelapanya digunakan sedikit dulu karena kita tidak ingin mematikan terlalu banyak vitamin C-nya dan kandungan baik lainnya. Jadi ketika diseduh agar-agar bubuknya sedikit aja dulu sampai agar-agarnya larut baru tuh udah bener-bener larut ya, kita pastiin larut nggak ada butir-butir, baru masukin air kelapa sisa.
Kayaknya tadi saya masukin kurang, so I added in total 1 tablespoon.
Oke, aku catat 1 tablespoon.
Yes.
Oke.
So what are we waiting for? We're just waiting for this to thicken slightly.
Kental, biar kental.
Yeah, kental.
Ini kamu punya resepnya juga nggak sih? Punya kayak blog atau Instagram where you share recipes? Ada nggak sih, kan kamu punya Instagram bisnis yang jualan makanan vegan? Kalau yang kayak share recipes gitu punya nggak?
Yes, we share our recipes on the Healthy Nutter. So we don't actually sell everything we share the recipes of. But
And it's more like a wellness blog. So if you want to find tips on, let's say, we did a bit of gardening last week. We're having a rave meditation this week as to how to move with your body and deal with your...
changing there.
Udah mulai mengental ya.
Ya, rave. Jadi sahabat Femina, jadi Simran ini juga aktif di berbagai macam Instagram Live. Mau bikin rave meditation ya. Rave meditation tuh apa lagi tuh?
It's basically letting your body flow with the music. Jadi you're not doing any dance movement steps gitu. But you just let your body flow, you know, let go, be free. It's supposed to help you that way. Don't think too much.
And it's basically to release all the anxiety that's built up during this period or in general. It's one way to release all the emotions. Because sometimes a lot of people, it's like intro to meditation nggak bisa duduk segitu lama. So there are different forms of meditation and this is salah satu caranya.
Tuh teman-teman, bagi yang nggak tahan meditasi kok lama banget duduknya, bisa dicoba meditation macam rave party ya, rave meditation. Nanti si Simran akan bikin. Itu hari apa itu rave meditation?
Friday. Come join us.
Oh, rave
Friday
party
night.
tapi meditasi.
And you don't need alcohol for these kind of parties, so you're good.
Tuh kan?
High on life. High on life.
Ini udah saya mau campur sisa.
Oke.
Ya.
Gampang banget ya. Ini banyak banget loh teman-teman, dijual di restoran dan di kafe. Sumpah, di restoran Korea, di restoran Jepang. Ini teardrop jelly lagi in banget.
That's the coconut water.
Oke,
Aku nambah coconut water. Nah, aku nambahnya cuma dikit karena I'm only making little bit. So I added about 300 ml of air kelapa.
Oke, catat.
Now is the fun part. You can actually get your kids involved here, you know.
Oke.
So now I'm going to add a bit of orange. It's so pretty.
Udah cuci tangan ya, Ibu nutrisionis.
Udah. Yeah, I've added.
Oke.
Terus I'm adding tadi merahnya dari berry. My berries are frozen, makanya agak leleh dikit. But that's okay, you can use frozen as well.
Yap.
I like the red color, so I'm using more.
Ya, sekarang ada jual loh raspberry lokal loh teman-teman. Jadi kalau teman-teman belanja grocery online, itu udah jual raspberry lokal. Itu bagus banget vitamin. Raspberry kandungan vitaminnya apa aja sih?
Very, very high in antioxidant.
Ada yang nanya sekalian coconut water, the package one ya, yang dijual kemasan, itu ditambahin gula nggak sih?
Like hydro cocoa.
Yes, they do tambah gula, and not just gula, but pengawet. That's why it has a very metallic flavor after.
Tuh, makanya kalau kita minum yang air kelapa kemasan itu ada rasa metaliknya ya teman-teman, karena dia harus dijual disimpannya lama di supermarket, itu memang ada pengawetnya dan ada tambahan gula. Tapi kadang-kadang orang kalau di Amerika gitu, di negara yang nggak tropis, bikin makanan sehat coconut water emang pakai kemasan itu kan ya, karena mereka sulit banget nyarinya.
That's true. Yeah, that is true, but also they have other sources as in like
Tuh.
their packaging and the way they get their ingredients and the way they package everything is it's slightly better than how we do it here.
Tuh.
The quality of things are different, so we can't really compare. But here, if we have the natural one, why not, right?
Ya, betul. Teman-teman tadi Simran udah bilang kita itu punya kelapa natural banyak banget dan itu bagus manfaatnya. Coba deh dipakai lebih untuk buka puasa gitu. Kalau orang bule malah susah banget nyarinya di luar sana. Gitu.
There we go.
Oh.
Udah selesai. There you go. So okay, the reason
Dicampur-campur
why I say
boleh.
boleh apa saja. You can even add chia seeds. Ini variasinya bisa banyak sekali.
Tuh, chia seed. Aku penyuka chia seed. Tada!
So we just-
This is it. Tuh.
We just leave this to set untuk 1-2 jam di luar, terus kita bisa masukin kulkas.
Tuh.
Ya. Dan final, ini baru dibikin tadi pagi. Like it took 15 minutes.
Oh, bagus ya. Dan itu rada kenyal ya, karena memang airnya tidak sebanyak yang biasa kita bikin agar-agar biasa. Jadi air dikit-dikit aja dulu, guys.
Yeah,
Lebih
so
kenyal.
or if you like it lebih kenyal, add more of the powder, but we like it more like jelly.
Oh, emang kalau pakai gelatin nggak vegan? Karena dia
Gelatin?
dari ya.
Beef. Oops, sorry. Open this on the tripod. There you go.
Karena bahan gelatin apa itu yang konvensional gelatin biasanya apa bahannya?
It's from beef. It's from the intestinal wall of the stomach lining of beef, in essence. You have beef, you have pork. Abroad is normally pork, but in Indonesia it's beef.
Oh, yes tuh teman-teman tuh. Jadi kalau gelatin biasanya kalau di Amerika dia dari pork, kalau di Indonesia gelatin dari tulang daging sapi. Tapi bagi yang vegan biasanya akhirnya pakai jelly powder aja agar-agar bubur.
Agar powder.
Tuh.
Or you get the actual agar-agar, which is very susah dapatnya sih, but it's a healthier type because it's got your omegas, it's got your vitamin D as well. Because istilahnya kan it's from seaweed. That's what the fish eat. That's where they get their source of vitamin D and omegas from. Another thing why I think coconut water is very good for buka puasa is because we're not drinking enough during the day.
Okay.
We're fasting and we miss out on the hydration fact. We don't drink enough. Even on a daily basis, fasting or no fasting, we're not drinking enough. Hence, coconut water really hydrates our bodies. Pada saat buka puasa, it's very good to incorporate things like coconut water or makanan yang bersop, so like soupy things, berkuah. We're supposed to drink up to like 2 to 3 liters of water a day, but sometimes gak mungkin kan, so it's always a very good idea to incorporate it through your food. Like things like tea, coffee, and Coca-Cola or any of your colas out there, that kandungan kafein lah ya, istilahnya, that dehydrates our body and makes us go to the bathroom more often.
Okay.
Kencingnya lebih sering. So it leaves you feeling dehydrated and pengaruhnya bisa sampai besok. You'll be struggling during the day pada saat puasanya.
Oke. Nah, itu kan tadi kan Simran bilang 2-3 liter kalau orang dewasa ya. Mungkin berat 50, 55 gitu. Nah, dan mencoba karena misalnya mungkin kita nggak mungkin minum 2 liter sehari, 2-3 liter sehari. Cobalah teman-teman aku ulangin, dimasuknya lewat makanan berkuah, coconut water, jadi segala macam dessertnya itu minumannya liquid gitu ya, jadi bisa mengurangi dari jumlah yang harus kita konsumsi satu hari. Nah, kalau misalnya kita buru-buru minum banyak-banyak sebelum tidur, boleh nggak?
No, I would not advise. Personally, I would not advise that because your sleep quality will be interrupted. You will wake up at night to go to the bathroom and urinate, which is interrupting your sleep quality, which will affect how you function the rest of the day. So the other way is incorporate hydrating foods. Misalnya, timun, banyak airnya. Semangka, banyak airnya. So these are different ways to draw in more like water into our system.
Oke. Nah, berarti tadi kalau misalnya kita mau wellness ya, mau hidup yang lebih balance gitu. Nah, tadi juga berarti di-mention having tidur yang sangat berkualitas. Seberapa penting tidur yang berkualitas? Karena tadi Simran bilang jangan minum banyak-banyak kalau mau tidur, jangan langsung diporsir. gara-gara mengejar 2 liter karena nanti malah bolak-balik ke toilet mengganggu kualitas tidur. Tadi penting banget ya karena itu sangat berpengaruh pada function badan tubuh kita pada keesokan harinya. So
Yes.
can you please again explain the benefit of having a good quality sleep at night?
Let me ask everybody one question. How do you feel if you wake up from a horrible night's sleep? Atau tidur walaupun 8 jam, bangunnya, like tidurnya kualitas gak bagus. How do you feel the next morning? Are you cranky? Bisa fokus? Are you clear? Or you're just very anxious? You're just like, aduh kesel banget. How do you feel?
Oke.
You sleep
Satu,
hours.
benar.
When you sleep, your body repairs itself. It regenerates cells. Your cells die and repair. You've heard of like this whole regeneration process. This happens when we sleep. And if we miss out on our deep sleep cycle, which is the last one, so there are 4 stages of your sleep cycle, and your deep sleep is your last one, where your body goes into really, really deep sleep and it's deep reparation. If we skip, our body does not function optimally at its optimal health.
Emang Simran kalau kamu bangun pagi itu rasanya apa gitu? Seger apa gimana sih?
It depends. What were you doing last before you went to bed? That also has a very big pengaruh. So if you were thinking a lot or doing a bit of work, this and that, you won't, like, at least for me personally, I don't wake up with feeling fresh. I'm like, oh my God. I feel tired, malahan. Because my brains are hyperactive.
Oke.
So I'm not letting my body go to sleep. Hence, a bit of like 10 minutes of mindfulness or meditation just to slow down our mental process and our body. That eases into good sleep.
Oke. Berarti sebetulnya sebelum kamu tidur pun melakukan meditasi sekitar 10 menit ya untuk menenangkan, membuang segala macam pikiran yang berat dari hari itu ya.
It's more than meditation, it's relaxation.
Oke.
So it's like you relax your forehead, relax your body, relax your shoulders, relax your arms. And then you consciously make an effort to relax every part of your body and release all the tensions and see how you feel. It feels incredibly good.
Oke. Sip lah. Thank you banget Simran atas beberapa tipsnya. Kita mau pergi ke berbagai macam pertanyaan ya. We will go
Boleh.
through the questions. Thank you banget. Mau nanya lagi dong, kalau kamu itu di rumah selalu punya apa? Plant-based nutritionist yang harus ada setiap hari itu nyetoknya apa sih? Pertanyaan terakhir dari aku.
Vegetables in season. I'm not particular exactly what vegetables. Yang penting, you're getting a variety, right? That's the key at the end of the day. So whatever is in stock that day, whatever is in season, that's what you buy because that's what nature has designed for our bodies. It's as simple as, if it's not in stock, kenapa kita maksa konsumsi, you know? Because you don't know how they've grown it. They probably injected it or tried this, tried that. It's like forcefully grown versus.
Oke. Nah, kalau misalnya kita mau beli sayur tapi nggak bisa dapat organik, apa yang bisa kita lakukan untuk mengurangi kadar pestisidanya ya?
By washing it with a bit of apple cider vinegar or baking soda.
Oke, itu ya teman-teman. Jadi kalau misalnya kita nggak bisa beli sayur organik, dibilas sedikit dengan apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar banyak banget dijual di e-commerce ya, di Tokopedia itu banyak banget, bahkan bisa dibikin sendiri. Dan baking soda ya. Jadi kayak dibasuh, kayak direndam dulu. Direndam dulu.
And then you stir. Yeah. And then you bilas with normal water and voila. What I like to do is to preserve this. I like to freeze a lot of vegetables. Misalnya kan cukup rusak kan sayuran, nggak mungkin setiap 2-3 hari
beli.
nggak mungkin grocery shopping. Yeah, so I like to freeze a lot of them.
Oh, tuh. Lalu kalau kamu udah, jadi kamu sebelum bekuin itu jadi untuk dikonsumsi jadi smoothies, juice gitu ya?
It could be anything, even menyayu juga bisa. Misalnya bayamnya di freeze. You want to put it in salt. Ya, masukin aja langsung saute or make it into soup or anything.
Oh, oke. Kalau dia dibekuin itu yang lebih terjaga itu kandungan apanya? Kadang kan kita biarin tuh di chiller ya, dia lama-lama layu gara-gara kita beli sekali banyak, nggak mungkin bolak-balik tadi kan ke supermarket. Jadi kamu udah diolah, bekuin aja. Jadi apa aja yang lebih tersimpan kalau dibekukan? Kandungan baik apa aja?
So what happens when you freeze it is it preserves it in its It freezes it in its natural element. When you leave it in the fridge, over time kan merusak. In the freezer merusak, but it takes longer period.
Oke.
Misalnya sayur bisa 3 hari di kulkas rusak, di freezer bisa 10 hari. Or
Oh.
2 weeks.
Kalau kamu tapi berarti ditumis dulu ya, diolah dulu ya? Proses.
No, what I do is I wash it, terus dikeringin, and then I put it in the freezer. I do that with fruits, I do that with my vegetables, or even misalnya malas masak. Okay, I'm gonna cook extra today, sisanya aku freeze. Supaya whenever you're hungry and malas masak, you know you have a healthy option daripada langsung pesan makanan.
Oke, sip. Pertanyaannya, ada yang nanya kalau kita mau makanan plant-based, apakah ada hubungannya nggak dengan blood type?
Dengan blood type, there is a relation, but at this point, as I said earlier, as long as we're getting a variety, we are okay. Because there's so many different diets out there, what to follow, what this, what that. It's membingungkan diri sendiri. Do you know what I'm trying to say? There's this diet, that diet, and cocok. For example, if you feel like this vegetable, you don't feel good after, that's okay.
Okay.
But it's being more conscious and recognizing what triggers how it makes you feel.
Oke. Jadi sebetulnya justru diet plant-based ini paling mudah ya, karena cuman rules-nya adalah, rules basicnya lebih banyak sayuran, buah, serat-seratan ya kan?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ada yang nanya, please suggest a plant-based meal untuk penderita GERD.
Penderita kanker.
GERD.
Oh, GERD. Plant-based meal for GERD. The thing with GERD is it's also about how we eat. It's not just about what we eat, but it's about how we eat. It'll be funny for you to think that apple cider actually helps with GERD, because it's gastrointestinal reflux, means it's like your food's getting either fermented earlier or not getting properly. So apple cider vinegar helps to get that motion going. Now when it comes to GERD, ask yourself, are you pooping enough? Number one. Number two, how are we eating? Apakah buru-buru? Apakah your mind is elsewhere? Or are you enjoying the food that you're having slowly?
Oke. Lalu ada yang nanya, dia bilang olive oil is quite safe, but then he's using it for deep frying.
Olive oil has a very low heat tolerance. So after a certain temperature, it gets converted to fat. So even to saute, I would never suggest to saute with olive oil.
Kalau saute kamu yang high smoke point-nya apa berarti kalau saute?
Virgin coconut oil is my favorite.
Okay.
You've got your safflower oil, you've got your virgin coconut oil. So like safflower oil is also really, like, it's okay, it's really good as well. If you want lower fat content, my personal preference is like virgin coconut oil.
Okay.
So but if you're trying to deep fry, another option would be focus on getting more spices into the food and bake it.
Okay.
Or air fry. Air fry, not everybody has an air fryer, but baking is much easier. Or misalnya tempe mau digoreng, di teflon aja. So drizzle a little bit of oil. You don't even need oil, but if you prefer, drizzle a very little and just panggang, jadi tempe panggang.
Oke. Lalu ada yang nanya, pengganti nasi selain sorghum, what else?
You've got buckwheat, you've got red rice, brown rice, you've got quinoa, you've got so many different types of grains. Okay. What is it that what is it that you're looking for exactly? Like, I like making rice out of broccoli, out of cauliflower. Like, for my lunch today is broccoli, nasi lengko. Jadi broccoli diparut, dibikin kayak beras, like rice, cook it and saute it with, misalnya membumbu nasi goreng, silakan. Tapi with broccoli.
Oke.
Or cauliflower.
Yes. Kalau Simran ini bikin cauliflower rice itu lagi tren juga. Nah, mungkin we have still few questions, but I think we're running out of time. You know, when the conversation we sometimes ya kita lupa waktu. Satu lagi deh, sayur buat darah rendah.
Sayur buat darah rendah. You can have fruits, vegetables like beet. You can have what is that? Bayam yang merah.
Bayam merah.
Bayam merah. Yeah. So bayam merah is really good, rich in iron, rich in B12 as well. You can also have kurma is really good.
Ma, oke.
But yeah, getting again back to your plants. Your plants have the ability to heal our bodies.
Oke, sip lah. Tuh teman-teman, plants have the ability to heal our body. Kayaknya it's
But
very good
if
for
we cooperate with it, so it's also a matter of our mindset.
Yes, oke. Thank you so much Simran for our talks. Sayang banget. Ternyata waktunya nggak berasa ya. Produser udah cut. Thank you for your sister as well. Jadi teman-teman, semoga tadi obrolan tentang plant based-nya cukup menenangkan hati bahwa ternyata tidak sulit ya. So if you wanna go check out Simran's recipe inspirations, pergi kemana tadi Instagramnya kalau resep-resep kamu?
The healthy nutter as in we're a bit crazy, but nutter also for nutrition.
Oke, jadi teman-teman aku akan tulis semuanya di IG Live ini, aku akan tulis semua Instagramnya Simran, di mana kamu bisa cek resep dia juga dan bisa beli-beli makanan vegan dia, oke? Terima kasih banget, see you again, thank you for being our guest for Food 911 Kitchen Secrets.
Thank you so much,
Bye.
Katria. We hope you enjoy it.
Bye.
Have a healthy Ramadan. Selamat berpuasa.
Oh, terima kasih. Dadah. Terima kasih teman-teman. Oke, teman-teman, Tri akan undur diri dulu. Kita habis ini akan tetap menayangkan Instagram Live di Instagram Story selama 24 jam. Setelah itu akan kita pindahkan ke Instagram Feed, di mana semua teman-teman bisa menikmati kembali percakapan. Mungkin ada tadi yang baru gabung belakangan. Oke. Jangan lupa follow Femina juga, kita di Pinterest. Di Pinterest ada berbagai macam resep, ada folder-foldernya mau buka puasa, mau apa segala macam ada. YouTube Femina juga ada video-video masak, di Twitter dan juga di Facebook Femina. Femina Media di Facebook jangan lupa di follow. Terima kasih sekali lagi. Ada tadi yang bilang, oh love vegan food. Oke, thank you. Oke teman-teman, ternyata Indonesia itu justru negeri yang sangat subur, sayurannya banyak. Jadi cobalah untuk menumis lebih banyak jenis sayuran di luar yang itu-itu lagi. Saya Tria, jurnalis Boga Femina, undur diri. Sampai berjumpa di Food 911 berikutnya. Selalu lihat ya jadwalnya di Instagram @feminamagazine. Terima kasih. Terima kasih teman-teman yang udah ngasih. Hai Mbak Tika, Rajasa, Fidzanwi. Tuh, bye.